The following material has been produced by a very bad man, with a potty mouth to rival the clean, posh words hey. But don't worry, he's being punished for it. Just a quick message for any agents or television producers watching. Please feel free to contact me and offer me obscene amounts of money for an exclusive contract, bearing in mind that if you don't I'll just play the prejudice card and claim that the lack of offers is nothing to do with my corresponding lack of talent. It's simply that I am being discriminated against, so the way I see it, it's a win-win situation for us all. I get a contract and you don't get your arses sued off. On a serious-ish note, this is what you might call a get-rich-quick scheme under extreme duress, insofar as with the odds stacked so high against me my life expectancy is shorter than John Terry's fucking temper, and, as you can imagine, there's more chance of Jesus Christ being found balls deep of Muhammad's shitter than there is me getting life insurance, so I have to find some way of providing for my family after my passing. So here goes, enjoy. Oh, I forgot one thing, the prolific effing and jeffing in my work is absolutely fucking necessary, and every expletive has been used with consideration and thought. So, here I am, this is me. Just so you don't get the wrong impression, I am not like this cause I've been sat on my arse at home on benefits too long watching so much Jeremy fucking Kyle that my brains have started leaking out of my ears. I'm actually disabled. Shocking, I know. I have heard people say that they get so nervous before performing in public that they can't feel their legs, but I don't think I'll have a problem with that one. I wasn't sure whether I was exploiting myself by doing this, a bit like Malcolm X, opening myself up to criticism, that I was taking advantage of the post-Paralympic zeitgeist. But then again, I have a dream, a bit like Martin Luther King, and after having a right punch-up with my internal fucking monologue, the annoying little cunt, I decided to follow that dream. So what I'm ultimately trying to do here is encourage people not to define disabled people by their disability. For example, instead of saying my name is Mike, I have multiple disabilities, I shit in a bag and I love surfing and reggae, I say my name is Mike, I love surfing, reggae and fisting, and by the way, I also have multiple disabilities and I shit in a bag. It's about recognizing a person's disabilities but not defining them by them. And this stupid fucking obsession with being politically correct and calling us differently abled as opposed to disabled, what a pile of shit that is. Yeah, it's a step up from the good old days when they used the term invalid and made you feel like an out-of-date fucking bus pass. Great for your self-esteem that, but please, differently abled. They wanna watch me try pour the shit out of my stoma bag, or better still, watch my mate Don trying to change a fucking tampon. It's like a scene from Saw they had to cut cause it was too fucking gruesome. I'm disabled, I can live with that, and maybe they should too. The fact is we've all got our crosses to bear. I mean statistically 1 in 10 of you have entertained the idea of bestiality. Yeah, you know who you are. Hey, I don't judge. So long as it's consensual, it's fine by me. 1 moo, oink or nay for yes, 2 for no. That's nothing. 1 in 7 of you have actually had a wank over an elderly neighbor. Men and women apparently, what can I say? And 1 in 5 of you blokes have masturbated into your own feces after taking a shit. Pure class that. That's what the research says. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't worry about it. Like I said, no one's gonna judge you, so long as you wash your hands afterwards. What I'm also trying to do with the bad to the bone idea is to stand up to, well, you know what I mean. To confront them the brain-dead fucking morons who'll use disabled people every day. Motherfuckers. I reckon the problem stems from the stupid fucking idea that somehow anyone born with a disability must have been a real fucker in a former life. Jesus, the crap I've had to go through. I'd have to have been Hitler's more evil twin to deserve this shit. Being disabled isn't a punishment from God for the sins of my fucking fathers, it's a defective gene. For Christ's sake, they've got better quality genes at Primark than I've got. Take it from me, the meaning of life to a disabled person takes on an entire new angle when you are told that your whole existence is actually a fucking punishment for the sins you committed in a former life. Now, I'm all for retribution and punishment, but I don't even remember the crimes I must have committed in my former life. I might be able to accept my punishment better if I knew what the fuck I had done, and more to the point if I could remember the enjoyment I got out of it. Of course, some sins are for pleasure and others are out of just being a bad bastard, but if mine were for pleasure, I wanna remember the fucking things. I might have been a fuckicidal stud in old Victorian London, shagging anything that moved, or maybe I was Cleopatra's gynecologist. Who fucking knows? The least the fucker can do if he's gonna punish you for shit you did in a previous life is let you remember it. Now here's a thought. I bet the cunt has a list, like sentencing guidelines, with different tariffs depending on the sins you committed. Let's presume he uses the 10 Commandments as a basis for sin and go from there, shall we? Maybe he thought that the original punishments of genocidal destruction were a little over the top. Let's be honest, he's not a cruel god. He wouldn't kill babies in apparent natural disasters. That would be fucking harsh. He prefers to give them lifelong disabilities, or maybe give them a disease that's gonna kill them within a few days so that he can't be held responsible for their deaths. If we can't cure them, it's our fault and he is entirely blameless. The slimy bastard. So, these commandments, let's take a look. No other gods. No false idols. No taking his goddamn name in vain. For Christ's sake. What do you know? The first 3 are all about him, the shameless fucking self-promoter, but he reckons they're the worst. Judge, jury, and executioner, a bit arrogant that. Who the fuck does he think he is? Anyway, punishments for this shit would be pretty serious stuff, straight from birth, just to make your life as miserable and shitty as possible. Brittle bone syndrome, maybe, leukemia, AIDS, that sort of thing. The real nasty shit, to teach you a fucking lesson. Then we move on to the middle ground of forgetting Sunday and telling your parents that you hate them. Apparently these are worse than fucking murder and adultery, so we're looking at mid-range vengeance like severe autism, maybe in learning difficulties, a bit of blindness and deafness, that sort of thing, a bit of Down syndrome perhaps, or Asperger's. The low-level shit comes last, the stuff relegated to the second half of the Ten Commandments, like the Blue Square League of Sin. So, murder, adultery, nicking, lying and being jealous of shit, all seen as equally bad apparently. So taking someone's life is seen as no different to taking someone's mobile phone. Fucking idiot. Anyway, murderer or thief, your reward could be a cleft palate, maybe, mild autism perhaps, dyslexia, dyspraxia, or maybe just being an ugly bastard. And here's the big question, the HIV/AIDS question. Is it me, or is it a coincidence that so many bad souls have come back to life as African babies? And while we're on the question of retribution and punishment, why the fuck has civilized society struggled so hard to find humane ways of punishment to the point of humane executions? If you're following the Christian example direct from the pages of the Bible, then you'd be trying to come up with the most horrific, agonizing, drawn-out methods of punishment you could think of. That book's fucking brutal if you step out of line. Actually, there's a bigger issue here, a more pressing matter for everyone watching or listening to this. Thou shalt not murder. A tricky one, this. You see, statistically every one of you knows at least one murderer. All you have to do to stay alive is guess who it is and try not to piss them off or become the object of their obsession. Puts you at ease, doesn't it? Just so you know, once someone does it once and gets away with it, they are likely to do it again. And again. And again. Until they get caught. If ever. What I am trying to say is just watch your backs. Just a friendly word of warning. That said, it's unlikely to be me, cause you don't need psychological profiling to work out that I'd be a shit-fucking murderer. Come to think of it, I'm struggling to recall any physically disabled serial killers. Granted, apparently Hitler only had one Pollock, and then there's Davros, leader of the Daleks. But bar war propaganda and fictional mutants, we are pretty fucking righteous. It's you able-bodied fuckers with your working arms and legs to help you dispose of the corpse and flee the crime scene that we should be worried about. Jack the Ripper would have been fucked if he'd have been in a wheelchair. For a start off, I can tell you from experience that smashing a whore's brains in would have been a fucking nightmare unless he could have got them on their knees and preoccupied them with a mouthful of cock. And anyway, all the peelers would have had to do was follow the bloody tire tracks to his lair and they'd have got him banged to rights. Of course, some twisted-minded fuckers would use this as an argument that physical disabilities are a deterrent, that mean evil fuckers with evil intent are prevented from carrying out their dastardly deeds. I personally would tell these people to fuck off. And I'd ask them what the fuck went wrong with Hindley, Brady, Huntley and the rest of those evil fuckers. Slipped through the net, did they?